Okay, let us continue. If you can see my screen, just thumbs up. Na kama unaweza nisikia pia, just raise your thumbs up. Okay, thank you. So let us go into find the bug. So find the bug, it's kind like a game. It's a game whereby you vile tu imesema find the bug. So a bug, B-U-G, it's I can say ni kamdudu fulani according to this game. So what you need, you find it. When you find it, you click. Ukiipata una click. So inajificha mahali, ukiona una click, ukiona una click. So we're just going to do an example of how they find the bug game. So we are going to make it. So we are going to build that game. I think it will have level 1, maybe level 2. So you can add also level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, the way you want. So let us go. So the first step, we will not use our cat here. So what we need to do, we will need to delete it. We will need to delete it. And another thing, now we want to make a game. So when making a game, basically inakuanga na backdrop. You can see most of the time we've used backdrops, we've used a different sprite. So we are going to choose a backdrop. And our backdrop today, it will be a background for a chalkboard. Chalkboard. As you can see, you choose a chalkboard. Hope everyone can see. So this is a chalkboard. So this is a chalkboard. This is a chalkboard. This is a chalkboard. This is a chalkboard. So we changed the background to chalkboard from white to the chalkboard, because our game will have different backgrounds. We'll have different backgrounds. And also at this, as you can see at this pen here, we have 2 backdrops. So, and we don't need one. So think we'll delete one. We'll go here to backdrops. You can't see my presentation. You can just drop off the call and come back. I think maybe it's your network. Maybe it's your network issues. So as you can see, we have here. And at this point, the backdrop pen is selected. So you come at this tab for backdrops on your top left corner. You'll see scored backdrops, then sound. Backdrops only appear here when you select backdrops. But if, for example, let's say I choose maybe a sprite, I'm just giving an example. Maybe let's choose sprite here. When I choose a sprite, this point here will change. It will change to costumes, because only sprites can change costumes. But if we select backdrops, here it will change to backdrops. Thank you. You can see it now. Okay, thank you. So here it will be changed to backdrops, as you can see my pointer. So when you click backdrops, you can see we have backdrop 1, which is a white background, and backdrop 2. So for now, we don't need this backdrop 1. So we are going to delete it. Just delete. There's an delete icon there. You just delete it. Okay, and also let me delete this sprite because we will not use it. We remain in the backdrop. Another thing on this backdrop, we want to write vile game inaanza, inakuanga na unaona maybe kama ni racing game, inakuambianga welcome to this racing game. So we want to make our start screen. Yani game yetu ikianza, so lazima uone vile inafanya nini, inaanza like maybe you find the bag. So we want to name to bring our start screen. Want to bring our start screen. So when you want to add text, you must convert this background into vector. At this bottom left corner, you'll see convert to vector. So that's it will enable you to add text to do to change some things on the backdrop. So I click convert to vector. So you'll see the text tool is activated and many things are activated. Many things are activated. So I'll click text and I'll come here and I'll write and also maybe the text color, I'll change it to white. Let me change it to white, or the fill color of the text. Let me change it to white. So saturation, you can drop it, it will be white. I think that will be fine. So then I write find
Maroon.
Oh, nini nafanyika hapa?
Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Just some technical hitches. Okay, let us continue. As you were saying, we were writing some text here. We were writing some text. So we were writing find the bag. So let us continue. Find the bag. Bag B-U-G. Find the bag. Find the bag. That should be our start screen. That should be our start screen. It will look like that. As you can see at this point, our game is called Find the Bag. And also remember, you can choose a different font the way you like it. Maybe also you can resize it. You want it to appear bigger, or you want it to move upwards. So you can do with it whatever you want. You can do the text, you can adjust the text with the whatever you need, or with your whatever you need actually. Yeah. So this is our start screen. It will look like that. It will look like that. Find the bag. Find the bag. So the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to add another backdrop. We are going to add another backdrop. So when adding another backdrop, you come at the bottom right corner. There is a choose sprite and choose backdrop. So you choose backdrop. And we are going to choose a backdrop which is maybe more colorful. And yeah, let me say spotlight. I'll choose a backdrop called spotlight. That's where I want to hide my bag. Hide my bag. Remember, it's we haven't added any sprite. We haven't added any sprite at all as per now. So get note of that. We haven't add any sprite at all. Now, as per now, as per now. So now this is where we come in. We are going to add coding blocks, but these coding blocks will affect our backdrops. Alex, have you raised your hand? Yes, Alex?
Hello, excuse me, sorry for interrupting.
No worries.
Maybe a question.
Yes.
As we always choose the sprites when we want to use variety of them, you always see them displayed there, the empty space where there is space for the sprites.
Mm-hmm.
But now when you are telling us about the backgrounds, you have chosen two. Where is the other one?
The
I
other
can
one,
only see the spotlight. The one you have already edited initially, where is it?
okay, thank you. The one that we have edited, it's still there. As you can see at this point here, the backdrops are reading two. We have two backdrops. If you go to this backdrops tab, we have two backdrops. The first one is here. This is the second one here. Are we together? Have we gotten it? Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the backdrops is still there. We haven't deleted. They are still there. They will. All of the backdrops will be used. Okay. So another thing, this chalkboard, I think I'll change its name from chalkboard to start so that we can just for clarity purposes, meaning that when the screen is starting or when the game is starting, this is the backdrop that will appear. So when you see me change, no worries, so it will change to start. Okay, so our spotlight backdrop is still there. Remember, we haven't added any sprites. They're just backdrops. So the next thing, we are going to add coding blocks. And the coding blocks will be that when the green flag is clicked, the backdrop should switch to start. Anytime our green flag is clicked, the backdrop should switch to start. Meaning, when clicking the green flag is under events, this green flag here, and the backdrop switches to start, it will be under looks maybe. Switch backdrop. As you can see, it says switch backdrop to spotlight, but not to spotlight. You click that arrow. Remember, we have start, we have spotlight next backdrop. We switch the backdrop to start. Then you drag and drop. So also our blocks, they are not limited. You can change. You can switch backdrop to start or anything that you want. So every time I click this green flag, every time I click the green flag, our backdrop will change to start. Paka hapo tuko pamoja? Paka hapo.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Margaret or Juma. Yeah. Okay. Tuendelee sasa. Tuendelee. So, on our first level of our games inakuwa level 1, level 2, we will choose our sprite. Now we want to choose a sprite. Hii nayo tumeachana nayo. Remember, these coding blocks are for the backdrops, meaning we are going to choose a sprite, and also the sprite will have its own coding blocks. So we'll choose a sprite. We'll choose a beetle. Yep. As you can see, my coding blocks have disappeared because the sprites are the ones which are highlighted, not there. Because when I highlight the backdrops, you will find they will be coming back. But when I click on the sprites, we have no coding blocks. We have no coding blocks. So that's when we want to do what? To start. That's where we want to start. This is where we want to start. So this is the coding block that will be here. That when the backdrop will switch to, remember we have two backdrops. When the backdrop switches to spotlight, the beetle should reduce in size, and it will go to around this disco ball. Let me show you. We have two backdrops here. Let me just select these backdrops to be spotlight. I show you the thing. So that when the backdrop will switch from the first one to the second one, this beetle here will go up to this point here. Remember, you're the one making the game. So when you give another person, it will be very difficult for him to find, because as you can see, our disco ball has variety of lights and colors. Also, our beetle has variety of colors. And remember, we'll also reduce the size of our beetle. Remember, you're the one making the game, so you will know where the beetle will be. But when you give another person the game, it will be more difficult for him or her to find it. So you're the one creating the game. So let us continue. Hope you've understood that. So we click on the beetle and we say when the backdrops, that will be under events. When the backdrop switches to not start, this time around you are choosing spotlight, then what is going to happen? So when the backdrop will switch to spotlight, we will set size of the beetle to 20%. 20%. Set size that will be under, I think how the beetle will look. Set size, it will be under looks. Set size to 20%. To 20%. After we've set the size to 20%, it should go around the disco ball. So remember, also in Scratch, we have they're called what? The X and Y coordinates. We use coordinates. So for the beetle to go around the disco ball, it should go around coordinates 13 to 132. X will be 13, Y will be 32. 132. As you can see here we have this X coordinates here 44 and this Y -6, meaning our beetle is at X coordinate 44 and Y at -6 at this point, at this juncture here. But now we want it to go around the disco ball. The disco ball is also the other coordinates, and I've told you it will be around 13 and 132 and 132 and 132. If you see, when I drag this beetle around, you'll see the coordinates changing. You can see our coordinates that are changing. Like right now they are reading -132 and -66. When I put it here, also the same, they are changing. They're according to the X and Y coordinates. So right now it will be 13 and 132. 13 and 132. 13 and 132. It will go to 13. I can change it from here. 13, that is X coordinates, and 132. So after it has set size to 20%, meaning it will reduce size. Yes, Alex? Or who has raised his hand or a hand? You can speak, you can ask your question.
Sorry, maybe I wasn't to ask the question right now, but just going through the checking of the setting of the coordinates. Enda hapo polepole kidogo tuelewe vizuri.
Okay, yeah, hiyo inaleta shida kidogo. So hapo kwa coordinates, remember kwa math kuna kuanga na x and y coordinates. So assume this screen imegawanisha into x and y coordinates, like a plus sign is here ama hiyo x and y coordinates. So meaning hii beetle nikiweka mahali kama hapa itakuwa a different at a different position. It's just positioning. It will be a different position, and the position it has different. Each position has different coordinates. Because when you see the x is the horizontal and the y is the vertical. So when also I move it down here, ni different coordinates. Unapata maybe hapa sahi nasoma 149, 123. Ama nikiweka hapa katikati isome tena -1, negative. Yeah, so ni hivyo. So it will go to 13 and 132. So that's when the time it will switch to the spotlight. It will switch to the spotlight. It will go to around the disco ball. So, and also, we also add another code saying when the sprite is clicked, it should play a pop sound. When our sprite is clicked, it should play a pop sound. Remember, that's another script, but under the beetle. Are you together? So I'm adding another script, but for the same coding area, unaiweka tu hapo tu. When my sprite is clicked, remember jana we were adding sounds. When this sprite, you can put it anywhere as long as it's in the coding area. When the sprite is clicked, it should play pop sound. Play pop sound until done. Don't know if my gadget will play pop sound. But on your gadget, when you practice, it should play pop sound. Then, when it plays the pop sound, it should switch to the next backdrop. Are we together? So, when I click this, do you have any questions? Please mute your microphone. So, when I click this beetle, when I click this beetle here, what will happen? It will switch to spotlight. It will switch to spotlight. It will switch to spotlight. So let me add that code of spotlight at first. Yes, Lawrence, is your hand up? Okay, let us continue. So it will play pop sound and then it will go to the next backdrop. And remember our next backdrop is what? Next backdrop, it will be our spotlight. So let us see what will happen. When I click the sprite. As you can see, my backdrop has changed, and also my bag iko hapa juu. Hii hata ukipatia mtu hawezi iona sahi. Ukipatia mtu juende unateza game, mtu hawezi iona. So unaipata iko hapa, and it will be very difficult for someone to find because it has blended with the disco light. So remember, when I click my green flag, my bag is still here, but we'll just settle it up. It will should be at this point. Anyway, let us continue. So, we've tested our project. So, our bag should be big on the chalkboard, screen, and small on the spotlight. Should be big on the chalk and the meaning we should add when the green flag is clicked. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to make more backdrops?
Yeah, you can add more and more and more and more depending on the levels of your game.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, let us continue. Remember, as you can see, our bag here is still small, but when it's on the start screen, it should be big. So we can add a code there. When the backdrop switches to start, remember now this code is for our beetle. When the backdrop switches to start, our beetle should be big. So size, it should be 100%. Set size to 100%. Set size to 100%. And also it should be at maybe which coordinate here. Let me just remove this first. Let me see this coordinate here. It will be, yes, maybe 0, 0. Maybe I can set the coordinates to 0, 0. Should go to 0, 0. Go to 0, 0. X 0. Y, also my Y should maybe be 0. Meaning every time now I click this green flag, let us see what will happen. You can see my bag has become bigger. My beetle has become bigger. And now let me put this code here. So when now I click this beetle here, my bag has changed in size, and also imejificha hapa juu kidogo. Hope hapo tunapatana. Now we want to add another thing before we continue, a distraction. And what will be our distraction? A parrot thing. We want to add something like a distraction. Ndio mtu asione haraka. And our parrot, it will be a distraction. So let us find our parrot. Remember, now that's another sprite. That's another sprite. Another sprite. Parrot. As you can see, our parrot is very colorful. So I want it to be flying around. So when it's flying around, it will easily distract your eyes. You cannot see the beetle at first sight. You can't see the beetle at first sight. So they will be coding. So when the green flag is clicked, set rotation style. When our green flag is clicked, remember the parrot will be flying every time the game is starting. When the green flag is clicked, the parrot should be rotating right and left, right, left, right, left. So we will set rotation style left and right. Where is it? anything to do with motion, you should find it in the motion category. As you can see, set rotation style, left and right. Then it will point at some angle direction. Also, it should point at an angle direction. And now it's pointing 90 degrees. I'll change it maybe to be 35, depending on what you want. For me, I'll change it to be 35. So I'll drop it here. I'll drop it there. I'll drop it there. I'll drop it there. And also another thing, it should be moving 10 steps. 10 steps, move 10 steps. Should move 10 steps.
What is sensing?
Sensing. Sensing is when you are trying to create complicated games. So it can sense anything. Maybe it can sense the pointer. It can sense anything that is happening. Maybe when we have more Scratch sessions, we'll teach you on the sensing coding blocks. But as per right now, I just stick to this. Remember, we want it to be hovering around this area, and it should be hovering forever. When you go under controls, you'll see there'll be a forever coding block. You put it there. So the other coding blocks that I'm going to put it in between here, meaning those instructions will be looping every time, will be continuous. They're like moving. Now the motion will be continuous. Okay. Moving 10. I put it in between the forever coding block. And also another thing, when the motion is continuous, if it reaches on this edge, it should not go. It should bounce back. There is a coding block saying if on edge to bounce. Let me click my green flag and see. You see, my parrot is moving. Now I want it to flap the wings. I want it to flap wings. As you can see, when it reaches the edge, it's doing what? It's bouncing. It's kind of bouncy. But now I want it to flap its wings. It should look real. Should look real. Okay. So what will I do here? This is what I'm going to do. To make it flap, I will change it to next costume. I'll give it a next costume. If you check on the costumes tab, our parrot has two costumes. The first one, the wings are up. The second one, the wings are down. Meaning now when you interchange these pictures, it will look like it's flying. Are we together? So there is a coding block for next costume. For next costume. Okay, here it is. Not next bag. Okay, sorry. Next costume. And also, I want it to be destructive. So when I say to be destructive, I want also it to change color. Remember, we changed color in this other sprite. So when I talk about changing color, you should be knowing how to change color. So here is the coding block for change color by 25. You can change color by any effect. Remember, the color effect runs from 0 to 200. For me, let me choose 67 maybe. Yeah. And also another thing, I needed to wait for 5 seconds because let me click right now, you see, it will be very much faster. You can see my parrot is flying, but I don't want it to fly so that much fast. So let me say it should wait for 5 seconds. Should wait for not 5 seconds, around 0.25 seconds. So you can change it from there. Wait seconds under control. You see, today we have used control. Today we have used control. So I'll put it down here. So this is the script for our parrot. So our parrot will be flying. So it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. Let me say 0.020. Let me see, or 0.15. See how it will look like. Yeah, so my parrot is flying. So it's just like a distraction. So, and what do you want to click? You want to click this green beetle. So, lazima ungoje itoke before irudi ukume click. So, as you can see, it's a distraction. Now we want to add another level of our game, another backdrop. Maybe we can call it our second level. Maybe it will be another one. It will be another one. Let me stop. When you want to stop, you just click this red dot. Okay, let me stop. So we are adding another backdrop on the urban area or a market area. You choose a backdrop. Remember, right now we have two backdrops. So we are going to add another backdrop. Urban area. Urban. It's called urban. Something like market. This one here. And if you notice, our backgrounds should blend with our bag here. Should blend with our bag here. Bag. Remember, this script here is for the parrot. Now we want to make the script for the beetle. We are going now back to the beetle. Remember, on the beetle we have different scripts. So we want also to add another script, meaning when the backdrop switches to urban, also, when the backdrop switches to urban, every time you add a backdrop also on this coding blocks, it will sense. So under events, when the backdrop switches to, but now this time round, we will choose urban. Remember, you must add another backdrop so that it can automatically read here. As you can see, we have start, spotlight, urban. The start one, we changed the name on the backdrop tab. So every backdrop that you are adding, it will appear here. If I add 6 backdrops, they will appear here. So right now, it's when it changes to urban. When it changes to urban, I choose urban. I click urban. Oh, my laptop is misbehaving. Okay, no worries. When the backdrop switches to urban, what should happen? The size should be 20, maybe we'll switch the size to 15%. The one on Spotlight was 20. This time round, we'll switch the set size to 15%. 15%. Okay. Remember, this is the coding for our beetle. 15%. It will be much smaller. And where do we want to hide our beetle? Want to hide it around this area. So you can see this area is blending with our beetle. Our beetle is somewhere here. Even it's hard for me to find. But I want it to hide somewhere here or here. Here or here, remember we also have coordinates for that place. The coordinates around that area are around 24 on the x-axis and 13 on the y-axis. 24 on the x-axis. So that one is on motion. you go to this one, go to. I've said the x-axis will be around 24 and the y-axis will be around 13. I think that one is good. I think that one is good. Okay. Let's click our green flag and see. Every time we click the green flag, our beetle is appearing. So we wait for the parrot to renew, then I click the beetle. When I click the sprite, our sprite is the beetle, not the parrot. Here it is. When I click, now where is my bag? Naona inakaa imejificha mahali hapa. That's hidden at this point here. So remember, now that's the agenda of, that's the agenda. We hide it, we hide it, we hide it. So for today, that's the level of the game that we've reached. But that's not the end. We should add an end screen. We should add an end screen. An end screen. And also before that, our beetle should be at the back layer. So every time the green flag is clicked, our beetle should go at the back layer. Meaning haifai ikuwe mbele ya parrot, inafai ikuwe nyuma ya parrot. So let me just add that one very fast. When the green flag is clicked, our go to back layer, and it should go to back layer forever. So let me add forever first. Go to back layer, it should be under looks. Okay, my laptop is misbehaving. Okay, so you can see here there is a front layer, but now we change it to back layer. Let me put it here. Yeah, I should go in here between. So every time our beetle is running, it should go to back layer of the parrot. It should not be in front of the parrot. It should not be in front of the parrot. So we were to add our end screen. End screen. So our end screen, we will use the same as the chalkboard. So I'm going to add another one. Let me be fast. You see, time is not on my side, but we can finish maybe tomorrow. Chalkboard. Choose. I've now added another one. So when the backdrop switches to end, so I'll name the chalkboard end. The beetle should go back to 100%. The beetle should go back to 100%. So again, let's go to the events tab. And the backdrop switches to, remember this is a game. As you can see, napeleka pole pole sana so that you can understand how the game is built. So now when the backdrop switches to, remember we had start, our chalkboard is the end. Let us just use chalkboard, but you can change it to end. What should happen? The size should become 100%. Set size to 100%. Set size to 100%. Now, when I set our size to 100%, what next? We're going to add we're going to add, it should go to 00 from mahali inafaa ianzie. Hapa tulieka 00. So we just look for motion. And go to 00. Let me change this one to 0. So let me change this one to 0. Remember our backdrop, when starting it was 00. So also at the end it should be 0, 0. Should be 0, 0. And also another thing, I want to add an interesting thing. It should, the timer, it should bring how many seconds have you played the game. At first, I'll go to say somewhere here. But now it shouldn't say hello. It should say the timer. So this one, it should be open. Now what should we do? We should choose timer. We should choose a timer. We should choose a timer. And where is our timer found? It's found on our sensing. Now you see where we've found sensing. It should sense how much time have you taken to play the game. So that timer, have any question? Under sensing. Inside say, you put inside say. One, Mike, you're interrupting the class.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
hanging.
Okay, mute your mic.
Network.
Okay, mute your microphone. Then you continue. Okay. Let us
cut.
no.
cut.
So our screen should be reading the timer. Wow, I think someone is muting me. Okay, Mike. Okay. So it should read the timer. Let's click the green flag and see. Find the bag. Let me click my bag here. Another one. Where is that one? There. As you can see, I've taken 10.11 seconds to play the game. To do what? To play the game. So that's the purpose of our timer. That's the purpose of our timer. That's the purpose of our timer. Now, we don't want the timer iendelee kusoma. It needs to reset. It needs to do what? To reset. So where will we reset it? Remember, when we click the beetle, it switches to spotlight. Or it switches to start, then we switch to spotlight. So you see, when it switches to spotlight, our timer is still reading. We need to reset it. So how do we reset it? We go to this script of here of our spotlight. The script of our spotlight. Then we take the coding block of reset timer. We put it there. So let me click now the green flag again. We play the game. We play. We've clicked. Click again. I've taken 9.24 seconds. So that's the end. Okay, then when I click, it says find the bag. We start again. Then we click. So when you click, okay, it hasn't reset my timer. It should reset my timer. That's a bug. That's a bug. Should reset my timer. I think right now it will be fine. Let me see. Let me expand and play the game. So I click the bug. As you can see, when my screen is showing, it's saying nothing. I start again, I click, then I click again. I've taken 7.5 seconds. So basically that's the project Find the Bug.